What's up team, Jarryd here from Archery with another little walk and talk. So today's topic that I like to talk about is archery really 10% physical and 90% mental? Now you've heard this before, I guarantee it. It's almost repeated so often that it's kind of a cliche by now. And really the premise for this statement is that at a top level, if you look at all the archers, their technique is all fantastic. They all can shoot 10s, right? And what decides the winner is the mental state of that archery in that moment. And I've personally known this to be true. You know, I've been able to perform in events very, very well when in other events the very next week, for example, my technique hasn't changed, everything's been the same, but I performed very badly because I wasn't in the right mental state. So there is certainly an element of truth in that there is, you know, mental training and mental state is very important for performing at that level. The other element to this is the physical training. But see, there's a problem with saying that it's 90% mental and 10% technique. Because if you have the mental state, if you are primed, you're wired, you're in the zone, but your technique is like an amateur, it's not going to cut it, is it? Right? So the best answer to this is actually a quote that I heard, not from an archer, but from, I think it was 6-time Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates, right? Who's a bodybuilder, of course. In an interview with him, I heard him say, someone asked, okay, is bodybuilding really 90% in the kitchen and 10% in the gym? Which is really rephrasing the question that we're asking here. And he said, well, it's not 90% in the kitchen and 10% in the gym. It's 100% in the kitchen and 100% in the gym. Because you need to give 100% in both elements to get to that elite level. And he said, look, 100% plus 100%, the maths is not so good, but check out my biceps, and I love that. So the answer to this question is yes, mental training is 100% important. And yes, physical training and technique is 100% important. And you need to give 100% to both elements of your training if you want to make it, especially if you want to get to that top level. That's certainly what I'm working on, and I'm working on with my archers. So I hopefully you got something out of this little walk and talk. Any other topics you'd like me to discuss in these walk and talk videos, drop them in the comment section below, shoot me a message. I read all those as well. So looking forward to hearing from you guys. Have a wonderful afternoon, get into it, and I look forward to seeing you on the range.